Okay folks, here is the video on my pocket planner and how I actually turned it into a wallet. This pocket planner I've had for over 20 years. I know it's been every bit of 20 years because I saw one right after I got married 25 years ago and wanted one and couldn't afford it, and a few years later lucked out on finding this one. And I've pretty much used it ever since, unless I was carrying something really small it wouldn't fit into, and then I would just grab a small pad. But I like the fact that I finally figured out how to turn this into my wallet and my planner, which, because of my visual impairment, I have great acuity in the vision I have, but I have no peripheral vision, so I use a cane. And carrying a large purse with a cane is very difficult. So generally I tend to use a small crossbody bag, and this works really well in there. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I did, and I'm sorry, my house either has too much lighting or not enough, but as you can see, I have some extra cards over here. These are extra store cards. And then I didn't know when I'd get to the store, and I had an extra one of these floating around. So I just took the one from my A5 planner, because I just recently gotten a new one, and cut the strip off where it went into the A5 planner this way, and instead cut the strip off and then turned it and punched holes in this end, and so it can fold back on itself. And then I have this little zip pouch that I have some photos in. I like to have photos of my son and my fur babies. And I don't know where else you could find these, but I lucked out on these when I was at our training center. When we would get a flash drive, they would be in these with a lanyard. And I never used the lanyard, and I saved these, figuring I could find a use for them, and I did. I'm sure if you go into Staples and Office Max or Best Buy, if you buy like a lot of them or buy them like that, there's some way of getting them. I also know that you can get the zip pouches from Filofax. They do have them, and also Daytimer has them, or Day Runner, because this is actually an old Day Runner. And then I have another zip pouch. This has my coin and my cash when I have it. That's very rare to have cash. And I also folded up just a couple of checks to put in there, just because I don't always have my checkbook with me, and that way if I need to write a check, I have them. And then that is very old info. And then this is something that a friend of mine in one of my planner groups sent me, and I liked it so well. It was a scripture verse, and it says, "I have not stopped giving thanks for you, remembering you in my prayers." Ephesians 1:16. And I really like that. And then I used this one just to hold some sticky notes. And then this is my dashboard I created. I simply took two index cards, put them back to back, and because I don't have a laminator, I just took contact paper and covered it with contact paper. And then the sections I have, there's not too many of those. This one simply contains things like my calendar. In fact, my calendar is also homemade because money has been really tight, so going out and buying like 2 different calendars for a planner just wasn't in the budget. And I've made calendars for this planner in the past simply because they would be so hard to find at times, especially by the time I got around to getting one. So I actually sat down, and I lucked out because this paper was the exact width I needed, but it was much longer. And my husband's church actually had a a Christmas breakfast for the community. And they had a lot of these pads to give out, and fortunately they didn't have many show up. So I ended up with a lot of these pads. So I cut them down, and I thought, well, this would be great to have at the top of every month. So that's my calendar. This is my book wish list. I also have my meds in here, a list of my meds, things I think my asthma doctor needs to know. And then I just have, this is just paper for quick note jotting, grocery list, that kind of thing. The purple paper, I've seen this on Amazon where you can get it where it's already punched. But what I did was I found just scratch paper at Walmart for, I think I might have paid $2 for a huge pack of it. And it had like purple and pink and blue and yellow. And because blue's my favorite color, I'm saving that for the last. I just simply took it and punched it myself. And then my contacts. And then back here, we just have some coupons where we got a card from the school for where you can get a reduced price on some of the restaurants you go to. And I always keep this as my guide. It was off one of the, I guess one of the inserts like for this that had the notes paper. And I've just, for years, I've kept this as a guide to use for punching my holes. So that's it, folks. That's my pocket planner. And hope you enjoyed the tour of it. And that's it. So thanks. Bye.